Today I wanted to talk a little bit about I'm not making any progress and I give up. This is too hard and other lies that we tell ourselves, okay? Now, if you follow my personal page or even on your personal page, if you go into that feature called On This Day, it's like a time hop on this day last year or 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Mine today blew me away because it showed a new headshot, a new picture that I had made 5 years ago today. And I posted it side by side with my today picture, and it was crazy. I'm 70 pounds different. I'm clearly 5 years older, but I look a lot younger. Same eyes, same face shape, same everything else, but so much different. Now, guys, just like you don't see your kids growing before your eyes until you compare back to school pictures, just like you freeze other people's kids at a certain age because you don't see them very much, we do the same with our progress. We don't see our progress every day, so we tend to quit on our goals. We quit on our fitness, or we quit on our business, or we quit on paying off our debt, or we quit on nurturing relationships because we don't see any progress. And we convince ourselves that it's not working and it's too hard. And we throw a fit, and just like a toddler, we stamp our feet and we go do something different that we can see better results from. Maybe over the past couple of weeks that you abandoned some of your goals and chose to watch hours and hours of the Olympics instead. It may be that you abandoned some of your goals and sat down with a pint of ice cream and said, I'll start my diet over again tomorrow. Or you may be like Lacey Franklin from Arlington, Texas, who knew she was traveling. She wasn't going to make an excuse for abandoning her clean eating and her weight loss progress. And she packed like a whole freaking suitcase of clean food and things to carry on. And she even asked on Facebook, what am I going to get through TSA? What's not going to go? What's going to work? Yes, I pay attention to you guys' Facebook too. So Lacey has seen some progress. And guys, when I look at my 5 year ago picture, I can see that progress. But when you're in it, when you're day to day, when you're slogging through it, it's harder to see. I don't follow the work of Anthony Robbins a lot, but I do love this quote. And he said, we tend to grossly overestimate what we can accomplish in a year. We tend to grossly overestimate what we can do in a year, and we get frustrated, right? And we tend to vastly underestimate what we can accomplish in 5. So what if you stayed at working on those relationships? What if you hung in there with your business and your debt payments and $5, $10, $15 at a time, you paid it down and paid it away and cut your spending? You would see some progress. My friend and the founder of Strategic Coach, Dan Sullivan, calls it the gap. The gap. He said we start here and we want to be here. And so when the time period ends, or when we review our year and we end up here, we beat ourselves up for not covering this distance when we should be celebrating this distance. So what? You didn't drop 25 pounds. Did you lose 5? Did you lose 7? Are you closer? We've got to celebrate that progress. We've got to stop being so quick to quit. You would not put up with that from your children. Nope, you signed up for softball. You're going to finish out the year. Nope, you agreed to be in the band. We invested in the instrument. You're going to finish out the year, right? Why would we have different expectations of them than we have of ourselves? Why do we keep breaking promises to ourselves? That doesn't build integrity. That doesn't build confidence. And it doesn't make you a leader. The language of a leader is doing what you say you're going to do. And if that means eating clean, if that means cutting sugar, if that means working on your goals, making your phone calls, consistently working on relationships and following up with people, you've got to do it even when you don't see daily progress. I have a friend, author, and speaker, Allison Levine, who led the first women's team up Everest. And the truth is, it wasn't their first attempt. Their first attempt, they had to turn around and come back down for the safety of people in the team. But what I know with Allison and her team is that you don't get up the mountain the first day, not even the first try, not even the first trip. You go up and then you come back down and reacclimate, and then you go up and you come back down. And it's one step at a time. And there's a point when you can't see the top, but you also can't see behind you. And you have a choice. You can keep moving towards the top, or you can sit down, throw a fit, whine about your lack of progress, and guess what happens? You freeze to death. Some of you are sitting on a curb and you are going to freeze to death because you're not moving forward or backwards. You've got to stop that. But you've got to not only celebrate every hour of progress. Celebrate. I made the calls I'm going to make. I know that sometimes it's a matter of if I could just have 30 minutes to make the calls that I need to make, I'm going to celebrate that. I'm going to celebrate that 30 minutes, and I know I'm going to lose the rest of the day to the kids and to fires and to other people, but I'm going to celebrate that 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes forward. That's 30 minutes up that mountain. That's 30 minutes of progress. Some days you're going to struggle, but it doesn't mean that you don't keep going. We've got to stop being so quick to quit. When I look at that 5-year picture of me, when I look at my 15-year picture of me, guys, that's my favorite thing. People say, Carrie, how long did it take you to lose 140 pounds? 15 years, y'all. 15 years, 2 babies, lots of businesses. It is what it is. It's not a quick process. Now, I will tell you, I'll have some people say, well, I don't want to have to diet, and I don't want to have to measure, and I don't want to have to count this or count that. I just want results. Really? So you want some results, but you don't want to have to put in the work. Number one, that's insulting to people that are willing to do the work and have the results. There is no shortcut. There's no shortcut that's worth it. You've got to do the work. Number two, you've got to hang in there and do your time. Carrie, you're everywhere. You have a great social media page. You have a book. You get to speak. 18 years, people. 18 years I've been working for myself and building my brand and building my connections. 18 years of blood, sweat, tears, babies, up all night. We've not slept this week because the baby and I have bronchitis. So our medicines and our coughs, we've been up. So I'm a little sleep deprived this week. I'm still working, still making progress and doing what I do. You've got to quit being so quick to quit. You've got to quit telling yourself a lie that this doesn't make a difference. That's the other lie you tell yourself. This choice won't make a difference. This choice won't affect me positively or negatively. Here's the truth. Every choice about your goals, about your business, about your fitness, about your time management, about your money management, every choice you make is positive or negative. There is no neutral. There's no neutral because life is not stagnant. Life does not stay. We are constantly moving on the timeline. The clock is constantly ticking. Everybody's growing. Everybody's changing. There is no neutral decision. If you make a decision to wait, that's a negative decision because it's moving you further away from your goal. There is no neutral. Stop waiting. Stop telling yourself that time doesn't matter. Stop telling yourself that everybody matters more than you, that everything matters more than your goals, that everything is more important and that you are last. Stop lying to yourself about your goals. You can make a difference. You can chip away at it and you can make some progress. One of my clients, as a matter of fact, is Tracy. She's a piano teacher and I know she would agree with this. Practicing 30 minutes every day will get you a lot further than practicing 5 hours one day a week. I mean, sometimes you just have to plug and plug and plug. You can't eat clean one day a week and work out one day a week and expect it to make a difference. You have to stay at it and you have to chart your progress. So, chart your numbers, whether they're debt numbers, whether they are relationship time numbers, how much time you're spending with people, whether they are savings account numbers or whether they are cardio or calories, whatever it is, weight. Track it. You've got to track it. Some of you have no idea how much you owe people. Some of you have no idea how much you weigh. Some of you have no idea what your leads look like, what your follow-up looks like, what your downline looks like because you're not tracking it. Why are you not tracking it? You're not tracking it because it's easier to ignore it when you're oblivious to it. Take the naked before picture of your team. I don't mean really, don't take naked people pictures. I mean, take a real before picture of your body, of your finances. Write down every penny that you owe to everyone every month. Get real with your finances. You've got to get real before you can make progress because what you track is what improves. What you track is what changes. And you're choosing to stay oblivious so that you can choose to ignore it and delay it. That didn't do me any favors. It got me in over 6 figures worth of debt. I thought that I had about 30 grand of credit card debt at one point. It was almost 6 figures because I kept shuffling things and ignoring things and not paying attention, and it just adds up. Some of you haven't weighed in a while and you're a little nervous about that. You might think you're 10 or 15 pounds heavy. Get on the scale. Let's get real. Write down your numbers, write down your team, write down your leads, track the actual time you're working. Not on Facebook, not reading other people's blogs, not pinning things on Pinterest, really working. Track it so you can change it. So the number one lie we tell ourselves is that we're not making any progress, so we might as well quit. Number two, the lie we tell ourselves is that today doesn't matter. That if I delay, it doesn't matter. That's also a lie. You've got to stop it. And number three, the lie we tell ourselves is it's too hard. It's too hard. Everybody else has an advantage. I have a disadvantage and it's too hard. Carrie can do that because, her life is better. Her life is perfect. She makes money. She whatever. Do you know my debt story? Do you know my 4 kids story? Do you know I have a special needs son? Do you know I have homeschooled, private schooled, public schooled, all of it? Do you know I don't have a staff here at the house? Do you know that I deal and have dealt with depression? Do you know my story? Don't compare my now with my always. And don't pretend to know what I deal with on a daily basis or make yours that much worse. Listen, we all deal. We all deal. And so our choice is, are we going to make a difference anyway? And we can, however that looks, whatever that choice by choice, day by day looks like. But stop lying to yourself and saying it's easier for her or it's easier for him or they have the advantage and it's too hard for me, I can't change. It's a lie. It's a lie, and you've got to stop it. You will never make significant change until you start telling the truth to yourself, and those are some hard truths. You guys think I'm full of tough love. You should hear how I talk to myself. I mean, that's tough love. That's some hard truths. Get real with yourself. Get true with yourself, and start keeping promises to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Every day matters. Every choice matters. Every choice is a positive or a negative. There is no neutral. And you can absolutely do this.